How is life for you?
Going good अभी तो
बोर्ड्स के बाद एक्सेप्टेंस के बाद
ज़्यादा ही फ्री हूँ मैं I think
क्या कर रही है फ्री टाइम में?
अभी तो I'm catching up on some sleep, like much needed sleep, binge watching shows, spending time with my friends and family. How much of the time that's left?
Gym.
Oh my god, guys, I started gymming. Yeah, bro.
ठीक है. Take me to the early school life. What kind of student were you in the middle school?
In the middle school?
Yeah.
I don't think that constitutes my early school life. I think it starts.
Okay, junior school.
Yeah, like infant wing because I've always been a dip side. So yeah, I entered school. I don't think I have like some significant memories of like infant wing, but coming to junior wing, I was always that kid who'd raise their hand up when the teachers would come in class and ask for like who wants to be the monitor, who wants to do this, do that, and I feel like I was a very proactive child, but that quality got lost on the way, especially during middle school where I became completely introverted, which was very contrary to junior wing Prabhmeet, who was proactive, very bubbly and outgoing. But middle school was something that hit me like a truck because there were so many things that I wanted to do, so many resources I wanted to make use of, so many clubs I wanted to join, and I feel like middle school was when things became serious for me. I know it's a pretty young age, but maybe because my mom was a teacher, that environment and ambience at home, at school, I think was something that was hung over my head. So I think middle school was something where something that made me a bit shy, introverted, not reaching out to a lot of people.
But like as you said, I used to raise my hand and I wanted to be part of all these clubs. So did you always aim high, बचपन से या फिर that drive kind of built up?
Yeah, no, I think that's something that I inherited from my parents also in some way. We as a family are a group of go-getters.
Okay.
So that's something that my parents have always encouraged and instilled in me. So I think that's something that I showed loudly and openly, publicly in junior wing. So yeah, that's something that came naturally to me, not something that I developed through the years, which is actually a good thing, I think.
So looking back, was there any pivotal moment that shaped your school journey?
For me, I think life before 10th grade or 11th grade was such a fugue because I think everything was very streamlined for me and there were people telling me what to do every step of the way.
Okay.
But in 11th grade, there were so many arenas open to me and so many things where my peers couldn't advise me or my mom couldn't advise me, and I had to look for resources and something that I've not been used to. I know it was a blessing in disguise because I got to know how to scrounge for resources, how to talk to people, how to open up more, which was an opportunity that was not given to me since childhood because I've always been in a shell, always protected, always told what to do, which was honestly a good thing that shaped me for the better. But in 11th grade, definitely that was also a pivotal moment because people don't know this. I was a very shy, introverted, don't want to talk to a lot of people, not a party person before 11th grade. But then obviously getting the post, getting the opportunity to talk to a lot of people, getting to know their lives, going to a summer school alone was amazing. I think high school was indelible for me, something that I can't ever forget.
But as you said, high school, I was in a shell, I was protected.
Yeah, my life was very monotonous.
Yeah, so I think that kind of has an impact on one's personality. As you said, I'm introverted
That's
me
true.
because I didn't have to open up.
Well,
I got everything
exactly.
what I wanted,
Yeah,
right? I was in a shell. But then getting into all these extracurriculars, which need you to be some bit of extroverted to talk to a lot of people, to have that confidence while speaking, right? How did you manage to get these sports and extracurriculars in place?
Well, I think everything starts with a mindset. I wanted to keep an open mind to everything. Might have done the most stupidest things ever in 11th grade that would not add any value to my resume, my experiences, but just to my mindset. So yeah, doing basic things like creating a LinkedIn account or talking to people in class or talking to people that I thought were intimidating. So just entering high school or 11th grade senior years with that mindset that anything can happen and I should be open to everything really helped me. So that was something that I really kept in mind while going into all the extracurriculars that I did. Plus obviously not being afraid of failures or not being afraid of if something happens for a reason, something does not work out, that's also okay because there are plethora of things waiting for me.
Okay. And what about academics? What was your approach to studying? Were there any routines, mindsets that worked for you? Because 10th tak to topper hi thi.
I mean, so till 10th, it's really interesting. But we had this concept of positive reinforcement in our household, where if I used to get for example, there was a bar set for me, and if I used to pass that bar, my parents would give me a gift or something that I've been wanting for a long time. So I think that really helped me keep up with like academics and stuff till 10th grade, and after that I think they also understood that there's so many things that I need to explore apart from academics, and nobody is perfect. You need to balance things out, prioritize things, and that was time for me to obviously keep academics at the backseat and kind of focus on more things. Well, especially when I decided that I'm applying to the US, also made a huge difference on how I saw academics in senior years. But my end goal was just to not keep up with my standards of academics, but just do good enough.
Yeah. So because as you said, ki academics I put on a back seat, and because I have so many things to explore in, especially in 11th grade. So many parents are scared because they think that moving forward in school life, your grades should only improve. 10th May I was like this, you chose a stream, and then because each year matters more than the previous one, I feel like that's not the case with 11th, but most of the parents don't understand that. Because your mom was a teacher, she knew firsthand, right? But talking about my parents, they were like, I got a post, and then grades.
They were worried how do you manage.
Grades dropped, and initially the grades dropped dramatically, right? You scored so well in your 10th boards, everyone scores well in 10th boards, and then they see you're scoring 60%, 70%, especially I'm talking about science stream. When you get into science, like 50%, 60%. And so they kind of get worried you should at least have your academics straight, and then if you have the time, you go to these extracurriculars. Right? But I think that going into these extracurriculars shape your identity more 100%. Than academics ever do.
I mean, honestly, if it was not for US applications, I don't think I would have gotten myself into all of these things that I've done these past year. So, I think that also affects how you, like, the thing that affects your experience with academics is also like how, and your parents worry, is also how you communicate with them, how they see that what you're compensating with that time that you're letting go of your academics is something fruitful and worthwhile, something that's going to help you in future. I think getting your priorities straight, explaining them that, okay, this is what matters to me right now, and this is what's going to come back if I do this, then I feel like at the end of the day, what they want is good for you, whether it comes from scoring good marks or, participating in extracurriculars, building your resume. But at the end of the day, the goal is to also have fun, take breathers, because till 10th grade, I don't think it's just me, but all of us live a very narrow concept life. Boards hain, padhai hai, 2-3 clubs hain, but 11th grade is it's like a turmoil of emotions and feelings. There's a new stream, new friends, extracurriculars, you have to think of your future. So I feel like parents need to understand that their worry is obviously a part of child's experiences, but the child also is going through a lot of things. So I feel like finding a middle ground or a grey area is something that families should do before entering senior.
If you're not failing, then I think you're good to go.
I mean, that shouldn't be a habit. If academics are at the backseat, that doesn't mean they don't exist. You shouldn't forget that.
Just score good enough.
Yeah, exactly. Be good enough. But see, jack of all trades and master of one, I think you need to choose between them. Like 11th grade for me was like I want to be everywhere. One foot is there, the other is there, one hand is there, the other is there. So I feel like that's something that makes you like, okay, I'm average.
We didn't want to miss out on anything.
Exactly. You don't want to leave any door closed, and that is fair.
But how did you manage these academics with your college deadlines, writing essays? Because it's a very kind of a time that you have that's important, right? After November, especially your pre-boards, your boards, and especially that boards are going to matter when you apply abroad.
Yeah, that's true.
Right, and then you have all these applications, especially US applications are so stressful. The 2-3 months. How do you manage your academics at that point?
Definitely a schedule wouldn't be too bad. I feel like I honestly sucked at that. I was very spontaneous with my academics all throughout my senior school. But US applications, the most important leg of your applications is throughout November, December.
And that's the time you have.
That's the time you actually start thinking about boards. That okay, it's time for me to study. But I think that's a preconceived notion, because for me, all of the things that I mean, obviously there have been a lot of sleepless nights, a lot of tensions, worries, important talks with my parents, my counselors in school and at Athena. But whatever I did, like whatever I had to do in November and December, I had it planned in the summer. Like even before I went for my summer school in July, I'd finished Common App and all of those supplementals in June and May. Apart from those colleges that were last minute add-ons, other than that, I had pretty much sorted things out in my mind, at least, that this is something that I'm going to face in November and December. So that was not something that was uncertain burden. It was something that I was expecting. So it didn't hit me too hard because I knew that this was going to come.
Happen,
Yeah, exactly.
Preparing yourself beforehand that I'm
definitely
going to be
helps because I thought that I was honestly late with SAT preparations also going on in my senior year. But what really helped was just mapping down the things that I'm going to do in the summer, and then those things. Like I had borderlined everything that I want to do in November, December, and what my schedule is going to be, and then in November and December I was just putting things in place.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
So that really helped me because I had the base. I was just sorting things out. Yeah, exactly.
So what about some activities or some experiences outside of the classroom, maybe extracurriculars, maybe dance, that had the biggest impact on you?
I mean, dance is. I think everybody has a starting point. Dance was mine. It was something through which I made friends, through which I expressed myself. At first, I thought dance would be like a coterie, like a group of people who act like in groups like exactly, especially in such a populated school such as DPS. So obviously you have to find something that you're passionate about, and I already knew that this is something that I have it in me that makes me happy, but was always scared to explore. So, but nevertheless, dance I couldn't imagine myself doing anything else in 3rd grade. So dance was something that I got into, something that I had fun with. It was not something that I stressed about too much. It was just a way to miss classes, or it was never too deep. Too deep. Yeah, it was just like having fun. It was just way to have fun. Breathers from academic stress, from empties and first terms and whatnot coming. So yeah, it was like I can channel my energy.
But did it have any impact on how you see things, how you perceive things in school life?
Yeah, I mean, what dance teaches you mostly is basically to listen. To listen to things that cannot be said. Exactly. That cannot be worded out mostly. Because obviously dance is like an umbrella term, and then it goes to so many nuanced things. But like for me, it's always been like communicating, a way of communicating. So I feel like that made me like a good listener, a good communicator, telling people how I feel, which I really struggled with. Yeah, and obviously good mentors helped in school. Friends that were made for life from that experience definitely impacted me as a person. Yeah.
Any favorite competition, project, opportunity that changed your perspective?
Is it like a dance related question?
Anything.
Or anything? In general?
In general.
Okay. So in 10th grade, I signed up for a summer program at Brown, but I literally did not have anything in mind. I did not know what I wanted to apply for, what I wanted to do. I did not know I was applying to the US also. At that point. Now it sounds so strange when I say that I just went in blindly, because I've always been that kid. Oh my god, I'm gonna do this thing. Like I'm not gonna miss out on anything, and that was my, point of view or purpose while going into this experience. But was it life changing? Yes, because that was something that made me realize how much I love this particular domain of subject, which is behavioral economics. So we did this experiment on anchoring. It's really interesting. It's basically when you anchor yourself to some piece of information that plays no role in decision making. For example, you enter a shop, you see expensive clothes that are lined up first, and then you go down and cheaper clothes are lined up. So even though the clothes that are hung at the back, they're not cheap, but they seem cheap because you've seen the expensive thing and you anchor yourself to that information. That okay, I've seen things that are more expensive, so now this is cheap. Let me just go ahead and buy this instead. So
it's basically from a comparative point of view.
Exactly, like comparative point of view, something that those expensive clothes should not play a role in my decision of buying this particular clothing, but it did. Subconsciously, it did. So I think that was really interesting to me because that was my first time interacting with people from around the world, my first time conducting an experiment on my own, especially on a topic that really, really interested me. Although it was online, but it was genuinely like a pivotal thing and a very good factor that I considered while deciding on what I want to do in future.
So basically get into everything that you can. Try everything that you can.
Definitely. As long as you're not feeling like you've then gotten yourself into like some mixed up bag of like things you don't understand. But yeah, definitely that things that intrigue you, things that interest you. Although I'm not the best at like being with myself and not being around people, but like not being around my family or not being around the friends that I'm comfortable with. But this was something that scared me and excited me at the same time. So
shapes you at the end of the day.
Exactly.
So let's talk about leadership experiences, right? What was the most rewarding and the most challenging part of being head girl?
I think the sense of validation could come from anything, honestly, not just being some या some leadership post in school, or could be anything, could be monetary, could be non-monetary, could be. For me, it was just a sense of accomplishment and validation for myself that okay, this has been a goal for a long time. So I think that is the biggest reward that I can get. Nothing, not the privileges or not, the experiences. Obviously, I'm very grateful for all the experiences I've gotten. But obviously, the sense of validation and accomplishment that came with it really was rewarding. Something that was really challenging for me, I have never been a very chaotic person in general. Never been a part of a group of people that have so contradictory opinions and they're so open and they voice them confidently. I've always been someone who's very docile. Docile is a negative word, but like someone who's very calm, scared of MUNs. Never done one offline MUN in my life. So never been into too much debate because I hate conflicts. So I think that was something that I was really scared of, that I'd have to deal with conflicts. That was something that frightened me. But honestly, I was startled and gobsmacked by my own abilities when I got into the head council. I remember the first time us making the date sheet and people throwing almanacs here and there, and I was like, what is happening? And
2 hours, you were in one room.
Exactly. And then I came out of the room and I'm just like, bro, that was not too bad. I did good. Like I gave myself a pat on the back because I did not think I had it in me to voice my opinions also, because I don't think I gave myself a chance to do that ever before. I think it forced me into like this situation of where I need to say what I want to say.
And in head council is the one thing, it makes you grow individually and as a team as well.
Exactly.
Making a date sheet, there are people from all the streams. Everyone would want their stream to be have the easiest date sheet, have the most number of free days in between.
And plus, I feel like we were all too excited like too excited to do something, and that was so cute to me. Like all of us working for a cause.
Because there's like it was a sense of, we had a sense of responsibility because we are representing our whole stream. Well, for example, talking about making the date sheet, it's not just us. And then, for example, you say that I want this subject to have these many days. I was like that it's not just about me. My entire stream behind me have to suffer if I don't voice my opinion right now, right? So that's the individual growth, and then learning about team. For no matter how much we fight within the head council, but when we go in front of a teacher, when we go to ma'am, we were a unit. We can't seem
that cohesiveness was so overwhelming sometimes in a good way. Like it kind of instilled the values of like teamwork and inclusivity, but definitely like. Come back to the question, like something that was challenging to me was conflicts, whether it was in group or whether it was talking to our batch. Like the first batch meet was so chaotic. Like it was really scary, and but like we worked our way through it, and that's what matters.
Because at the end of the day, we were still kids. We are still kids. We were the same age our batchmates were.
But we had some different responsibilities that we needed to take care of. And like even if like you ask any one of my friends or my family members, I am not one to be a loudspeaker in a group, not one to be.
But that kind of pushed you to be one. You have to be one, or else they'll show you out.
Yeah, exactly. In the sense, like that kind of helped me grow as a person who speaks their mind in a way.
True. And for me, the rewarding part was like I have been this. नहीं पता लाइफ में क्या करना है.
Give you a sense of purpose.
नहीं पता लाइफ में क्यों, मतलब मैं क्यों ये चीज कर रहा हूँ, बहुत अच्छी लग रही है तो मैं कर रहा हूँ. And it's like up until 10th grade, I was like I don't actually know कि क्या चल रहा है.
Nonchalant behavior throughout.
So, okay, I used to be the last one on the bench. Backbenchers. I used to sit with my friends. I used to trouble the
laid back.
I used to trouble teachers. I used to speak in between them, or I used to say double meaning words in between. Like that. I don't need to worry about anything. And at the end of the day, I was decent at academics. Because in the end I was like मैं पढ़ ही लूँगा, पढ़ाई is not a problem. मेरे मार्क्स इसलिए कम नहीं आ रहे क्योंकि मेरे से पढ़ा नहीं जा रहा. मेरे मार्क्स इसलिए कम आ रहे क्योंकि मैं पढ़ ही नहीं रहा. मैं पढ़ लूँगा तो आ जाएंगे. But that was like कि फुटबॉल खेलता था सुबह. I used to come 2 slots बाद आ रहा हूँ क्लास में. I didn't know कि क्या चल रहा है. In 11th, when I got the post, I was like कि okay, अब मेरे पास एक responsibility है that I have to take care of. I have to.
That's where the seriousness.
That's where the seriousness came in, and that had a very big impact on me actually knowing कि मुझे करना क्या है जाके, because 11th is a very late time na to realize ki what you actually want to do na.
I mean most of us do end up deciding what we want to do in 11th.
But like taking the streams, for example, I was like ki bachpan se I was surrounded by people who had science. My brother had science. My all senior friends had science. I was like that is not a problem.
So it's not a question.
It's not a question. 11th mein science is the way to go. But I didn't really explore anything up until then. 10th mein like you said kya hai, signed up for Brown. I didn't even know कि Brown नाम की कोई university है. Right? I was so within that environment, school environment, having fun with my friends, that I didn't think about life in itself.
I love how that our experiences are so different
Yeah.
because till 10th grade,
Mm.
getting below 70 was
Mm.
something I could be penalized for
Yeah.
in my household. I could like
Mm.
something not winning at a competition was something so disheartening, and like it was like I was walking on this thin line and I couldn't go left and right.
Yeah.
But in 11th grade, when I got the post and when I got to do so many things, I kind of came into that laid back and
Yeah.
oh my god, it's fine,
Yeah.
it's chill. Don't worry, you're handling a lot and you're handling it well.
I think it was all the opposite.
Yeah, it was the opposite. Yeah,
Because I remember I got 40 on 80 in SST in 8th grade.
Oh,
Imagine that.
you would not survive in my household.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I was like, क्या फर्क पड़ता है? How does this matter? What I am doing right now in life, right? Like how it doesn't matter. I just want to have fun, like. And then 7th, 8th, mein, that was the case. There's this thing, football, that I enjoy playing, so I play that. I play for the team. There's this thing called having fun with friends, being a backbencher, troubling teachers. So that's having fun. I'm doing that. But 11th mein aake, I kind of, it was a big change in my personality. I got quieter. I got more serious. I was looking for what I want to do at the end of the school life. I can't just graduate knowing that ठीक है कर लिया school life enjoy कर लिया अब क्या करना है हाँ. That was like कि okay हो गया but अब क्या? I enjoyed 15 years. अब क्या? ठीक है but so that and I am very grateful and lucky कि मुझे वो post मिल गई because
changed you for good.
हाँ अगर मुझे नहीं मिलती तो I would have been
Like that for the
rest of my life, and even if I wanted to explore things, I didn't have a mean to. Like मैं कैसे करूँ? I didn't know how to where to start.
This gave you like
हाँ opportunity to actually explore कि मुझे करना क्या है. Grateful for that. Thanks to you.
Guys, everybody should know this, please.
Okay.
There was a point in time when we were in the middle of an HCGD
Yeah,
or something,
VHCGD.
VHCGD, and then Pulla's like, Maggie, I don't know what to say. And then I am preparing for my individual speech or something, and I'm just writing on a note what Pullak should say. And I'm just like, bro, तू ले ले, तू ये बोल दियो, मैं ये बोल दूँगी.
So she gave me some of her points.
Yeah, I was like, you take my points, it's
Yeah.
fine, I'll think of something more.
Yeah.
And this guy,
Because I said ना कि 10th तक I was kind of guy.
हाँ.
I don't know.
bro
how-
had a laid back attitude there
Yeah.
also. Bro said, Tavi, तू
हाँ.
बता दे मैं क्या करूँ.
I just showed up
हाँ.
and I didn't know कि
And it was such a big deal for me. I couldn't
Yeah.
sleep the night before preparing stuff and
Yeah.
like thinking of quotes and everything. And I'm God, they can ask.
So what happened was I didn't even know कि मैं GD में आया कैसे. How am I here right now?
Right.
क्योंकि most of the people were like, or everyone knew कि हाँ ये he or she will be in the GD, right? And I was like कि ठीक है. I didn't even know कि GD होती है. I was like कि interview होता होगा and then खत्म. So I was like कि ठीक है. But then I didn't know what to do उधर जाके. So thank you. But okay, any advice to the students who want to lead, want to be in those leadership roles, but they think that I'm not good enough?
I don't think leadership roles in particular like define you as a leader. Like how we've always like taught in school, it's not the leadership roles that defines you, but
it's you who defines the roles.
Yeah, like it's you who's working at the end of the day, whether it be as a dance secretary or a head girl or a Kaizen club president. So firstly, obviously aim higher. There's no harm in it, but go with a mindset that whatever happens, I'm gonna do what I want to do. Whether it be as head girl, whether it be as president, whether it be as dance secretary. Obviously, have your heart set on something that okay, this is something that I want to achieve. Set a realistic goal. That if I'm passionate about music, okay, this is a post that kind of is a fit for me. Yeah, so there's no harm in being ambitious, and there's no harm in being like exploring what you can do, because you might not think that you would do wonderful, but then you might be stellar for that particular post.
Don't limit yourself.
Don't limit yourself.
Because as I said ना 10th तक मुझे कुछ पता नहीं था, and forms I applied for head boy and president.
Yeah, thinking
just because कि that's the highest thing that I can aim for.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
I was like कि I didn't care कि मुझे नहीं भी मिली post तो I didn't care, and I just applied because that thing intrigued me, being the head boy.
And plus, it's easier said than done, but even if you don't get a post that you thought you would,
it doesn't
just do the things that you would have either way done.
Yeah.
Like we've seen so many people from our batch doing wonderful,
things,
even if they were not in the head council or were not on a good leadership post. So like if you want to be a leader, it is not. I don't think it matters if you. Obviously, it gives you like opportunities to show that I'm a leader and show that okay, I can do this, I can do that. But I don't think that's the end goal, right?
But I think don't think of leadership role to only be in the HC.
Yeah, exactly.
Because find what you are good at and then become a leader in that role.
Exactly.
Because I, for example, was into sports, so I knew कि the confidence it gave me, because I knew कि अगर मान ले मैथ स्लॉट है हमें papers मिले कि I was like I got 20 out of 40, but I know that next slot P है, and when I'll be on that ground, I'll be the first one everyone wants.
Exactly.
The people will fight कि मुझे उनकी टीम में होना है, right? I had that confidence in me कि चल मैं academics में नहीं हूँ, but when I am on the ground, I am the best.
Exactly.
Find the thing that you are passionate about, that you are good at, and then become a leader in that. For example, sports captain.
Everybody has their own inner voice.
Yeah.
Like in your heart, you know that these are my capabilities. I would do wonderful in these arenas. So why not explore them, and why not see if you can do much more, whether it be through a leadership post or not.
And you never know who sees your potential.
Exactly.
And who makes you. You might even apply for sports captain.
I think that's like a motto that I would still follow because we have so much more of our life left, so much more to do.
Let's talk about colleges and summer schools. So you've been accepted to Brown, Yale. That's enough. Brown and Yale are enough. What do you think made your application stand out, and what was the impact of these summer schools on you?
Okay. I think I filled the application thinking that my life depends on it.
Okay.
Like, because that gave me like a mock or like a demo of how college apps are going to be. And for Brown, it was online. So, obviously, it was a very enriching experience. But when I went to Yale, it was something different altogether. Like, people were so focused, so determined, so knowledgeable that
the exposure
I got, because obviously being a CBSE kid does not reflect how IB or liberal arts college or a college or in the US is going to be for you.
Yeah.
It's going to be like for you. So that was something that was like a good, and they treat you like college kids. Is the best thing of you can get out of the summer school. Talking about my application, I think what stood out for me, or what worked for, I don't know honestly what worked out for me, but like what I think worked out for me was being vulnerable, being real. Just, this is me. If this is enough, please take me. You know, being with that mindset, like not like going overboard or focusing on things that sound fancy, but focusing on the simplest of things and making it sound like, oh, this was something that nobody would notice, but I did, and that is unique about me. Is what I think you should aim for when you are filling out an application. But obviously, a lot of other factors also could be considered: your academics, your experiences, internships, schools.
I think most of the people look at summer schools as a way to get into a college, right? That's not the case. A summer school won't help you to get into a college. Don't think of summer schools as a means to कि मैं अभी ये कर लूँगा तो I'll have an easier way into the college, right? But I think everyone should attend a summer school in once, because the experience you get there is you can't get it anywhere else in the world, and the exposure, the meeting the people from different countries, knowing about how their life was, how they got to that point of doing that summer school, why they are doing that summer school, and then learning about your passions. You might go to, and it's not like you will go to a summer school and you will find your passion. You might feel like that, okay, this is something I don't want to do in life, right? For example, you did behavioral economics. तुझे ये भी तो लगता था कि I don't like this. हाँ, मुझे ये नहीं करना. So you always get something out of it. So I suggest everyone to, if you can, to do a summer school.
One thing that I could have done, is like explore more options as to like where I'm applying. Funny story, I didn't even apply to Yale or Brown.
Yeah.
So like something that I think would have been better is like applying to those summer schools that I think I might be a potential college for me, or I could see myself going there for the next 4 years. I think that also plays a big role. Don't just jump on anything that you see on the net. Like some people, like I've seen some people just going to summer school for the sake of it. Yeah. So.
But like I knew I wanted to go to NUS.
Exactly.
And then I went to the summer school at NUS, and it kind of concreted my belief that yes, this is what I want to do. So, but why did you apply to Yale or Brown?
SATs for private institutions, so many factors, and plus I don't think the major that I wanted to explore would be fruitful.
But did these...
Also, I love Brown's concept of like creating your own degree. That really fascinated me. I mean, if I had a good SAT score, I probably would have applied to Brown, because their concept is so different that you can create your own major and your own degree. A college could not get more liberal than that. And I love that. I love that about a college.
I think that's one more thing, that work on your SAT from
Yeah,
11th.
100%. It's never too early.
Yeah,
it's never too early.
I've seen people give SAT for their first SAT in 10th grade.
Yeah.
But for in 11th, you should for sure start.
100%. Don't be like
Yeah,
me.
because इसको देखा है मैंने.
Don't be like me. But one more thing to add on to your senior is not worth it.
Yeah. It's like you're already juggling so many things.
Exactly. And then you can't give your best there or here or there. And then there's so many things that, you keep changing decisions in senior year. That, okay, now I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
So it's, so that can be a bit challenging. So might as well get it over with.
Okay. And any more tips to students who are applying abroad? What should they start doing early?
Yeah, one thing is like your SAT.
Yeah.
The other is what college environment you would like.
Okay.
Like, would you like a more liberal college environment? Would you like academic rigor? Would you like a research-oriented university? Would you like a more test or academically focused oriented university? That's something that you should look into, and then that will narrow down your options and choices so much so that you'll know where to look and where to start and what you need for that particular college or university. So just like even if you don't know what major you're going to go for or you don't know what you want to study, that's completely fine until you're applying to like the UK or thing. But just know what college environment you want to have is what I'm saying. Do you want to have like a big college environment or are you someone who gets lost in the crowd? So that's something that's really important.
Looking at the class size.
Looking at the professor-student teacher-student ratio, and all and clubs that they have. Do they have a good sports team? If you're interested in sports, do they like do they have like a good dance team or you know what I mean? So all of those things, I think you should like narrow them down first, and then obviously as and when you reach senior year, you know that okay, this is something I might be interested in. STEM is for me, or maybe statistics is for me, equals for me. So that's something that you can figure out maybe when you're applying. But what you have to figure out is what college environment you want to have, or what ambience you want to be for the next 4 years. Because wherever you go, whether you stay in India, whether you go abroad, in Singapore, US, UK, Hong Kong, Australia, every college would have a different environment, and I feel like every college environment or ambience would be overwhelming. So what you can do to reduce that effect and reduce that feeling of overwhelming is just exploring what environment they have to offer and what you would like as a student. So I feel like that could reduce, the pressure of being into a new environment.
But was there a turning point in your school life where you really started believing in yourself?
Believing in myself?
Yeah. That yes, I'm applying to these summer schools and I'm applying to these big colleges and I can get in.
Okay. I mean, I feel like it was kind of like a roller coaster. There was a point where I was like ascending to like the top. I was like, oh my god, I'm doing summer school, I'm writing research papers, preparing for SAT. I've ticked all the boxes, everything sorted out. There's no reason they would reject me and stuff. Like there was a point in time when I thought that way. And plus I had a good leadership post and stuff. So I think that point was where I reached the peak.
Okay.
And then so that was I think when I really believed in myself. But I'm also very grateful for that time because that gave me the confidence to do a lot of things that I could not have done if I thought कि मेरा होना ही नहीं है, मेरा करना होना ही है तो होगा नहीं. But like so when I reached that peak, and then obviously there's a point in time in every student's life where everything falls apart. And you're like, time's running out of my hand. I don't have my SAT score. College apps are so overwhelming. Academics were on the back seat till now. So many things I need to take care of. So
there's one point जहाँ पे everything hits you. एक
all
साथ.
together. Like shit, should have done this, should have done that, and then all those should have come into place. But then they're always gonna be there. Like even if you do your best, there's always gonna be something or the other that you would be like, yeah, should have done that, or I should have done this. But obviously there was a peak point where I was like in 11th grade, everything sorted. Like I was on the back gear, I was relaxed, and then came 12th grade, everything got serious all of a sudden, fun time over, and then that's where I started like all of those, sleepless nights and all of those.
I think what happens is 11th is like so this and that and fast-paced life. You don't have time to think about anything. You're always doing one thing or the other, like college app, this event, that event, going to this competition. And when you enter 12th, everything slows down.
Yeah, everything slows down.
And then it hits you.
Yeah, and the worst part is, doesn't hit you till the end. Like April, so chill. Summer, chill. But then honestly, it didn't hit me till I started getting my acceptances.
Okay.
Yeah, for me it was like pretty late, I must say. Like I had started focusing on my academics till then, and I was not worrying about college. I've done my application, submitted. Now it's all up to God, all up to my hard work. And then the acceptances or the rejections come in, the wait list, deferment, all of that stuff, deferrals come in, and that's when you that's when the emotional breakdown or like the eruption happens. That I need to study, but these things keep happening. But then you can't do anything about it. So, but honestly, the best thing you can do is like have no regrets.
Yeah.
If you think there's something that you should do, go ahead and do it. Get it over with. Do it. Whether you think that it's too early, too late, do it now. And then uske baad, the worst thing that can happen is that won't work out. And then, but at least you know that you tried.
And I think it's at the end of the day, it's rewarding because once you're through everything, ना देखो इसे free है ये बच्ची. इसको अगले 6 महीने कुछ काम नहीं है.
I mean, but that's not the case for everybody. So like.
But if you're applying abroad, I think that's true for most of the people.
Yeah, but a lot of people also give CUET for backups and
हाँ.
stuff. I don't know how they have it.
I don't know how they're doing it because हम
Shout
तो
out.
free हैं. So I think you'll get your time later, but at that point of time you have to give them.
I mean, everybody works on their own timeline. Like, it's not like that things that worked out for me would work out for you, and it's not like that if I'm free now, or like the things that I did in November, December, you would do the same things, even if you're applying to the same place. Like, we might work on our own pace. Like, if I were to write waitlist essays right now, I also wouldn't have been that free.
So, what role did your friendships and your support system play in your journey?
Honestly, like till so yeah, the thing that I was talking about, till 10th grade, friendships and relationships and all of that stuff honestly did not come into focus for me. Because one thing, I didn't have time, of course. That sounds so like मैं तो पता नहीं क्या थी, but ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. Like, but I just never thought about college, never thought about friendships, never thought about relationships till 10th grade. Never.
You didn't think about relationships. Well, you thought about it, but they didn't think about you.
That's not true, guys.
Sorry, that's true, guys.
Okay, so basically, yeah, friendships. Till 10th grade, I didn't know that you had to put in effort to sustain them. Till 10th grade, my attitude towards these things was जैसा चल रहा है वैसा चल रहा है, चलने दो. Yeah, like now people tell me you were so ignorant and like nonchalant and does not care about things. Now that I talk to them, especially one of my close friends that are like, when I was young, very proactive, but also very bitchy. Not bitchy, but like in the sense, it's okay if you don't talk to me. I don't need you kind of attitude. And then as and when I grew up, as and when I, started building that cocoon, that shell around me, got calmed down, relaxed, quiet, just started being kind. So attracted people who were kind, attracted people who were nice, simple, which really helped me, because I feel like in middle school are those years, those formative years, where people go into like this volcano that's erupted off things. I want to do this, that, and then I never went into that phase. So I always had simple friendships, and it was just you being kind to me, me being kind to you. That worked out till 10th grade. And then taking a breather from my schedule. That was what friendship was for me.
Okay.
But then in 11th and 12th, this kind of changed because they became my support system. Because this is the time where parents are expecting so much of you, your counselors are expecting so much of you, but friends are something, or people your age or something they're going through the same thing. You feel like they get you.
Yeah.
So I feel like I was lucky enough to have people around me that were supportive of whatever I'm doing, whether I'm failing in something I'm doing, whether I'm doing good in something. So having people that encourage you, no matter what, is always nice. So yeah, friendships were they were just like a group of people where I tell my lamest jokes to.
Yeah.
I laugh with them, tell them about my day, crib about people that are annoying me. So yeah, that was a place where I could talk about anything and anything at all. So it's like obviously like a breather from all the chaos, but you also know that मैं अकेली नहीं डूब रही हूँ, मेरे साथ भी कोई और भी डूब रहा है. And plus obviously when you're in a group doing something, it's always better. So I think that was what friendship was for.
Do you think your friends should have the same ambition as you?
I don't think it's like
same
a very
level of ambition, I would say. Same mindset as you.
Okay. Could be so subjective for some people, but I personally don't factor that in when I'm looking into relationships or friendships. Same thing. Relationship with friends.
Fine, yeah.
Friends. Like in the sense that I think for me it goes beyond what your background is, what your ambition is, passion is. Obviously it defines you as a person.
Yeah.
So it will define your character and stuff, which is the most important thing to me. Because for me it's very simple. Like I just said, if you're a kind person, if you talk nicely, if you're ready to listen, if you're ready to give me advice, that's what matters. If you're real. Otherwise, what you do in life and like what decisions you make about future and everything, that's different for everybody. So I don't think I factor that in friendships.
But the kind of person you are, because I think if lage na lage, somewhere along the journey it has an effect that the people you hang out with, their personality, their character traits, they somehow affects you, their mindset, you adopt their mindset. Yeah?
That does affect you, but might sound a bit vague and strange, but I've always been in my own little, like in my own world, like okay, this is something that I want to do, this is something that this is my opinion. So I don't think anything, whether it be friendships or my parents or my counselors, could budge. And very unpopular opinion, because the kind of person I am, not saying that this is a good thing or a bad thing, but for me this is okay, that I have a sense of self-control. Like if one of my friends are very successful or they're doing something that's much more valuable than me, I would obviously do it on my own pace, but I wouldn't pressurize myself that okay, if they're doing something like that, I must be also on that level. If they, because they must be sacrificing something that I can't. Didn't have anybody like in my close circle except you. When I went into the VHC, nobody even applied in my close circle. Nobody even applied for the head council. Some of them didn't even apply for the post.
And us time we weren't also.
We became friends through VHC. Exactly. So I still went ahead and did that, and I get inspired in a different kind of way. I get inspired in the things that I want to get inspired in. Like they have that chill, underthinking attitude that I admire, so I might take that from them. And I know that this is my limit. I won't do this that they do, so I won't do that. But some things they do, some things that I like they do, I take in. So that sense of control, I think I have in me. That's also because till 10th grade, this was not like something that was into focus. Like you said, that you were with a group of people that did some things that were backbenchers and stuff that influenced your personality. But for me, my friends weren't something that ever influenced me as a person. Might be the other way around, but for me, I definitely know that it's not been relative. That if he or she is doing it, then I also must do it. And
draw a line.
Draw a line also, but like I know me as a person. This is something that I would do. I would expect out of myself, and this is something I won't expect out of myself. So that I think comes from a sense of self-control, or comes from a sense of responsibility, maybe to just be good enough for myself, and like not. I'm not saying it's bad to compare yourself with others or grow in the company of others. That's actually very good. And I do that sometimes, but also I just know when to do it, when to not do it, maybe. So that way, the friends who stick are the ones who want to.
Be real.
Yeah.
And then who sticks with you.
Exactly. So my friends are not on the basis of that, oh, they got me into something or I got them into something, but just on pure connection. Vibe बैठ गई, so those kind.
Makes sense. Have you ever outgrown people?
I've outgrown people not because they did something or something that changed the dynamic.
It's not just by outgrown, I mean that
you don't want to spend time with them anymore.
Just a shift in mindset, a shift in perspective. That okay, I have grown out of, I have changed, I have matured as a person, and I cannot think at the same level as you are right now. And I believe in different things now, and I have, so that in that aspect, because कुछ लोग ऐसे होते हैं ना, how much, no matter how much you explain something to them, no matter how much
but you've gone on some other tangent.
You have changed your outlook on life. So in that aspect, have you ever outgrown people around you?
Honestly, I don't think I've lived through so many friendships that I've come to a point to like outgrow them. Like we're still very young, still very like we've not gone through so many experiences. I've been in that same school for the past 14 years, been around the same people. But obviously the things we talk about change, the things we agree on change, the things we exactly, that changed. But I don't think I've ever outgrown a person in the sense that I would not want to hang out with them just because we don't think on the same level, if that makes sense. Of course, the difference in like how you grow and how your journey has been obviously different for a lot of people, and obviously some of my friends also, but that is not, it's not a barrier of like communication that okay, I don't think this person will get it, so I shouldn't explain that to them. So I still try, I still do. Like I know they won't get it, but at least in the sense that at least for my sanity and for my satisfaction, I've told them how I feel, and it's up to them how they perceive it.
Because I think I have outgrown a lot of people in that aspect. Because
that's different for everybody.
After this high school, after 10th, 11th and 12th, I became so again quiet. I became so
selective of how you want to talk to people.
Yeah, I became so selective of who I want to let in my life. Okay, I was like you said, that I'll explain them kuch bhi ho, even if they don't get me, I'll explain myself for my own sanity. I still think that explaining them something I believe in and they don't get me,
is
is a waste
energy.
of time. It's a waste of energy. It's a waste of time. I still believe in what I believe, and their opinion isn't gonna affect what I believe in.
Of course.
Their opinion isn't gonna change what I stand for. So why waste my time there explaining themselves they wouldn't get?
I mean,
I believe in things.
I see it in a way that what could have happened if I did. So I just don't wonder. I just let it out. Like, bro, this is something that I feel. Like, now it's up to you what you feel about it or whatever. But I can't keep wondering, no? That, okay, if I could have put in effort, then what could have happened? And people do change. We are different with it. I'm different with you. I'm different with some of my other friends. So, yeah, so when you show that side to a person, they might start seeing you in a new light and might, kind of also put in effort and see that you're doing the same. So that's always something that I think about in friendships.
I think it really depends on what your experiences are.
Yeah, exactly.
Because let's move on. Let's talk about relationships a bit.
Oh my god, can we not?
Do you think people should have relationships
in high school
or in school life?
Depends on what kind of a person you are. Like, I didn't have a relationship in high school because of my self-control ability.
Okay.
Like, I was like, okay, this is not something that I can prioritize right now. So I'm not saying I didn't have time for it. You can make time for it if you.
You just have to decide where you want to invest your time.
Energy. No, but like, honestly, I don't like. Some people invest that amount of energy in friendships also. So I'm not saying that it's like a waste of energy or waste of time. It's obviously a part of a high school experience and everything. But for me personally, I think that I wouldn't want anybody or anything to blame if things don't work out. If that makes sense. Like, not done anything fun, risky in high school. But some people don't want to sacrifice that, and that's also okay. Like, I have stretched my limits, gone to parties, danced my heart out, have a big circle of friends, not acquaintances, like good friends. So that was enough. I felt like I didn't need more.
Yeah.
So like my cup was filled to the brim. I didn't think I could afford more because I was already so stressed. Some people think it as a way to reduce their stress, have company that would encourage you, and that's also a good thing. But also maybe because I didn't find anybody that I could make time for, like in the sense that okay, this person seems they'd be worth it. I just didn't come across anybody like that. So I just did. I thought that why even try? So, but yeah, that's not universal. It's like
this is all high school, by the way.
Yeah, it's all high school.
After high school is a different topic. But talking about I think the emotional support you get out of relationship, you were already getting that out of friendships, out of.
And also, my relationship with my parents is like, it's so like not a lot of people can understand it, and I'm so lucky to have said that because I can talk to them about anything and everything, went out, anything I want to, including my friends also. So I feel like I just didn't need something that extensive or rigorous or exclusive that okay, this person. And plus for me personally, felt like a burden that okay, there's some person that I need to take care of. I can't take care of myself right now. So yeah, but like and plus I also thought that I'm too young for it and too mature to balance things out in life. Like I was already having a hard time balancing so many things in school, so many things out of school that I didn't think that I could juggle one more thing in my senior years. So maybe that's why.
It's very risky.
It's like a double jeopardy. If you get something good out of it, wow. If you don't, then you are in deep.
Shit.
Yeah. Exactly. Good. You didn't want to take the risk. Basically.
If you're willing to take the risk, that it might all go to hell.
Yeah.
Including so many other things that are important, like your academics, extracurriculars.
No, that's
because
not
in
true.
that.
I feel like that's not true. It's like
But at that age, I think it really affects the entirety of your school life.
It does. But sometimes that person's like somebody you're already talking to on that level, already connected to on that level, and then you just label it, and then you enter into a relationship.
But when that stops, it affects the entirety of your school life, right? All the aspects of it.
It does, but it does. I've seen people who've outgrown that feeling, who've come back. It's not like exactly you have to see for yourself if that's going to be like an integral part of your, if that's going to be like an integral experience of your high school.
Know yourself first.
Yeah, know yourself first. I knew I wouldn't be able to balance things out, and I didn't want anybody else to be the scapegoat. Okay, this is because of you, this happened or that happened. I didn't want to be like that. And plus, obviously, might not seem like it, but I'm a very no conflict, overthinking kind of a girl. So if I can experience that without a relationship, in a relationship would have been so extreme, which I don't think I was ready for.
So, what's your big dream in life?
Can I just be like that girl and I just want to be happy and rich?
Oh, no, you can't. Happy and rich. Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Rich
who
and happy.
doesn't want to be? Very being happy and rich together is like a rare combination.
Yeah. What's more
Those
important?
were wise words.
Rich or happy?
Oh, that's such a tough question. I mean, if all of my family members and my friends are in good health and I have money, no happiness anymore. It's all good.
Yeah, I would choose money.
Yeah, exactly. See, I can't live on the road with happiness. Can't.
Earn money.
Earn money.
And then give it to me.
And then I won't have money, but at least I'll be happy.
This is my future plan.
To live off of me.
Yeah, to live off of her. If things go to hell and I'm
backup plan.
Yeah,
Plan C.
I don't have a job and I'm
On the road.
Yeah, on the road.
I'm coming in my car picking cola cup.
Knock knock. I'll live off her. So earn money, please. And I think I'm not the only one. Oh, my full 4 or 5 people are planning to
I
live
love
off
how
her.
people think I'm going to be such a millionaire.
Yeah.
Must hoga if I'm the one who's
I know like 5 people jinka backup plan is to live off her. But still, what's your big dream in life? What do you see yourself doing in
career-wise?
10 years? No, not just career-wise, like big dream. No, I want to achieve this in life.
Want to explore my creativity and open like a firm.
Okay.
That's like my big project in life. Like consulting firm is something I really want to do in life. But like a successful consulting firm would be nice. It's like because I've never been one to get the statistical side or the logic side of things. I've always been the one who gets the ratta side of things. Who gets the complexity of things. No rules, laws or whatever. You know, can get into my brain. But maybe like experiences, people learning from experiences. So I think that is why coming on to behavioral economics and psychology and eco and all of that stuff really intrigues me. So a consulting firm would be like, you know, helping people take informed decisions, whether it be in business, whether it be in life, housing, whatever. And right now also I don't think I know enough to, you know, have like a big dream. Today I'm saying something so random, and then 4 years, 5 years down the line, when I have the knowledge, when I have facts straight, then my big dream, big project would change, and then I'd be obviously that would be more concrete, and that would be some based off of something that I've learned these past years. So that is why I'm looking forward to like having like an open mind. Might end up graduating in something completely different, ranting about behavioral economics, and just be graduating with like a law degree. No, but like you get the point.
Have aims. Have aims.
Yeah.
That's one more thing. Don't have dreams. Have aims. Okay. Dream is something. This I learned out of Kota factory. Okay. Dream is something ki I've already decided. This is never gonna happen. This is a dream.
Oh my god, Pulak, stop.
No, shut up.
It's like a metaphor for something that you'd like to do in life. It's not. We're not having this debate right now.
Dream is something like ki, okay, yaar, kash main aisa kar pata. But it's some ki yaar, nahin, this is never gonna happen. You've already decided that it's a dream. It's never gonna come. It's too good to be true.
Turn your dreams into
reality. But I think aim is a better word. Aim. It's like something you are working your way to achieve. She doesn't agree with me, but she doesn't want to fight with me.
Yeah, but then.
Yeah, but okay. What does success mean to you now?
What does success mean to me?
After going through these 14 years of character development.
I think in order to be successful, or maybe when I see success in life in general, something like achieving and working towards my aims, but also not losing myself along the way. Okay. Like some people get lost, get confused, or you know that feeling of like there's something not right. I never want to, no regrets, never want to have that feeling ever. So just like working towards just having fun with life in general is, I think, success. Because when you have fun, when you are passionate about something, I think things happen. I think if you work towards them with, okay, you wake up, you're excited to do that particular thing, I think that in itself is success, I guess.
Are you like living a slow life and
kind of person,
or living like in a big mansion and have so many things are happening around me?
Yeah,
that kind of person.
I'm not like a camp side or outskirts of the city. I'm not. I'm like middle of the city in the rush. Chaos all around. Although I hate chaos, but I just love to be a part of it. I'm a good spectatorship skills I have. I just like to be aware of things. Like, okay, these things are happening around me. Okay, I can pick some things from there, pick some things from there, and then build up my own life. So yeah, cannot have FOMO living on the outskirts.
When I think of success, now 2 things come to mind. family and relationships, first thing. Second is money.
हाँ, makes sense.
So first I'll take care of it. Second you take care of it.
नहीं हो रहा, मेरा mansion नहीं बन रहा है ऐसे तो.
बन रहा है. एक रूम मेरे लिए भी बनवा दे. Outskirts में चलेगा मुझे. तू अपना रहे बस मुझे देखेगा.
Bunch of ambitious people right here.
Yeah. What's your advice to yourself when you were in 9th or 10th?
Wake up, girl. Like genuinely, I was a very dull person, I must say.
Okay.
Like I've become more lively in 11th and 12th. 9th, 10th, taking things too seriously. Like 11th, 12th, Prabhmeet was like, go with the flow, okay, doing this, doing that, and just not worrying about the outcome that much. But in 9th and 10th, somehow I was expecting perfection out of me, which was not fair.
Yeah.
I think we have, like, all of us go through that at some point in life, whether it be Aage or Abhi. But yeah, that's something that I tell her, and also wake up in the sense that look around you, so much more than just grades and extracurriculars, dance and the post you want to get. So much more like helping people.
And I feel like I would say it doesn't have to be so big things. You have to do like leadership roles. Those big things don't have to define your student life. Something as simple as walking in the corridor. I miss walking in the corridor.
And it's not even been that long.
That simple things mean more to me now than what I
But
did.
honestly, that's something because now we're out of that phase. When we were in that phase, everything was like end of the world for me.
Yeah.
So I mean, I get people, I get the pressure. But like, constant reminders of this is also necessary.
Because I've seen so many people not achieving what they want to.
But then doing something.
I was depressed for 2 days, not getting hit by 12th mein.
Oh yeah, bro. I remember calling up Purak and being like, oh my god, bro wasn't there on the day of the outside. And this guy's like, oh, acha. And then he cut the call and I was like, okay, bro, that was weird.
Because it was something that I was aiming for. And then I got president, not head boy. And so I get it, what people feel, because I've been through that. But at the end of the day, from us, because we have been through that, coming from us, we would say it in the long run doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, in the long run is what you do with whatever you have.
It's a feeling getting your name.
I mean, things that I have just like this I would have done either way.
Yeah.
Even if I had a post, even if I didn't have a post. And I think that attitude in itself makes you worthy of one.
Okay, lastly, what would you say to students who look up to you?
Who looks up to me, boy?
Look up to you, but they don't know where to start.
Start talking. Start opening your mouth. Start being aware of things. Start socializing. Start looking for things that you can do in your vicinity or proximity. Obviously, as he said, start making friends that would encourage you to do better. Start thinking about what one thing that would make your experience complete or something that you want to work for. Start with something that you're interested in and then start with talking to people who are interested in the same thing but are older to you.
Very big thing. Make friends who are older than you.
Why?
I think it gives you a sense of, you get a sense of that, this person has been through what I am going through right now, and their advice in that moment.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Their advice in that moment matters a lot. It gives you a sense of relief. Okay, it doesn't matter and it's gonna end up well.
Yeah, exactly. So, and even if I'm rare chance, but if you do look up to me, you can talk to me. That's a starting point.
Description mein, I'll tag her Insta. Don't slide into her DMs.
Oh, please do.
No, she's taken one-sided.
भाई बहुत हो रहा है, मारूंगी बहुत तेज का.
But okay, slide into her DMs.
I'm a starting point, guys.
She wants that. Don't text Haley. Okay, thank you for coming.
It's all good.